So here I've got the Figuarts Zero Twin Dragons Kaido figure, and I bought this from Hobby Genki. So here you can get an idea of how they package things, you know, if you're thinking of ordering something from them. And I've got some Portrait of Pirates from Hobby Genki before. Got the Yamato, the Portrait of Pirates, Maximum, Wano Zoro. From them, they were all packaged pretty much just like this. Alright, and now he is ready to take out, so there's what it looks like inside the box. Looks like they've got a layer of cardboard on top. That just comes out, then some packing paper. Let's get that out. And there he is. There is Kaido. Yeah, I'm taking him out over here because this outer box hasn't touched this portion of the table yet. Don't want to get it dirty, you know, because it's been all over those UPS trucks. So yeah, that was it inside the box. Just Kaido fully wrapped in bubble wrap. So now I've got like 3 Dragon Kaidos. I got the Ichiban Kuji Dragon Kaido, the other Ichiban Kuji one, and now the Figuarts Zero Dragon Kaido. So I'll be putting them all 3 together at some point in the video. So here he is. And yeah, you're seeing him before I am. Let me turn him around and get a look. See the back of the box there, and let me look at Kaido. What a beautiful beast. He's huge. A huge beast. I think I'm glad I got this after all. I wasn't too sure about it. At first, when I saw the pictures, I thought, oh, his nose was too big, but I think he's looking fine. Let's weigh him. 7 pounds, about 7 pounds, 5 ounces in the box. So here is the side. Got Kaido on it, and then the back again, probably get a better look here. Kaido again, and yeah, it comes with this mini little Luffy to go with it. And then there's also the Momo Dragon coming out next month that, you know, is meant to go with this Kaido. That one comes with a mini Yamato. And I also have that one ordered. So let's measure the box. Let's see. So the width, 14.5 inches, depth, 12 inches, a little bit over 12 inches actually. And then the height of the box, let's see, 14 inches, just over 14 inches tall. So those are the measurements, and now we can get him out of the box. So yeah, pretty glad I got this, I think, but let's get him out of the box and see for sure. See, so right here on the box you can see it showing how to put on his mustache. So I guess his mustache is also, you know, separate, just like the Ichiban Kuji Dragon Kaido. And hopefully the mustache on this Kaido is not as loose as that one, because that mustache falls off kind of easily. At least on one side, on the Ichiban Kuji Kaido. Right, so here he is now. We've got the mini Luffy right here, very small. First, also the two halves of his mustache right here. And now Kaido himself looks like he's wrapped in some plastic. So yes, here is Kaido all coiled up here. Let's see. And here he is, maybe to get an idea of his size, you know, since I'm standing behind him. But it looks beautiful so far. Let's measure him, then I'll take a closer look. Actually got to put his mustache on. His mustache actually has 2 points of contact, which is good because I was worried about it being all flimsy like the Ichiban Kuji Kaido. So for his right side, it goes in right here, of course, right under his nose, and then it hooks over here. You can see that. See that little hole in the back of his tail towards the end? That's where the other part hooks. And then if we're looking at his left side, so for the left side, of course, hooks in right there. And then the second point of contact is right down here in his hair. Right there. Alright, so first I'll get this one on. So kind of gonna tuck it behind his tail first since that's where it's going. And let's see. Push it in right there. Maybe I'll turn him around. It'll be easier if I turn him around, I think. So kind of all popped out there. Let me get it back. And there it is now connected to the front and the back. So there's how that side looks when connected. And let's see. I think I gotta push this front part in better. Yeah, seems pretty good. Now for the next side. That one went in pretty easily. Now I gotta put it right there on his hair. And that went in great. This one feels pretty solidly in there. And now for his measurements. So he's about 11.5 inches tall. As for the width, that's about 12.5 inches. And the depth looks to be 10 inches, maybe slightly less. So now we've got Kaido and Luffy on the scale, and they weigh 4 pounds and 14 ounces together. Let's see if I take Luffy off, does it change? Not enough to show up on this scale. I actually have a 10-pound scale that's more accurate with lower weights, so let me put him on that real quick. Okay, so here it is. Let's see how much Kaido weighs on here. 4 pounds, 15 ounces. Pretty close. But let's see Luffy on there if that makes a difference on this scale. Oh, he added like 1/4 of an ounce to the weight. Let's get a closer look at this little Luffy first. So, yep, extremely small, but he does have a lot of detail in there. You can see the little like fluffy part, the edge of his shorts. And you can see his scar, pretty hard to see, but yeah, it's there. And then his sash, clearly see that. Of course, the hat up there. Then he's wearing his coat that he wears during this part of Wano. As you can see, he is all black, and maybe that is a good thing, because I mean, if they colored this, it would probably look pretty rough being so small, you know. But I mean, there are people that can paint miniatures very good, so it's possible. But yeah, they made him black. They show him like on the box art or some of the pictures like standing here, then Kaido in the background. Looks pretty good. Let me see. Yeah, kind of like this. You could have him like standing far away from Kaido. Maybe that's the point, to kind of look like just like the silhouette, you know, of Luffy in the night or something, getting ready to fight Kaido. But yeah, pretty glad that they included this. Not sure if it's like to scale with the Kaido. I would think it is, if they're making it specifically to go with Kaido. I mean, shouldn't it be in scale? But even if it isn't perfect, which I don't know, I love it. It's a great addition. Look, he could even go in Kaido's mouth. Let's see. Yep, there he is in Kaido's mouth. So if you want Kaido to be eating Luffy, then yeah, you can do that. And yeah, his base is brown. Like, let's get it down here. You can see his base is just brown, like some little ground he's standing on. Yep, great Luffy. Now let's get another shot of him. Look, you can just see how huge Kaido is compared to him. Look at that. It really does a good job to, like, you know, show you that difference in size between them. Really makes Kaido look huge. Love it. Now let's look at this beast. Let's see all the details on Kaido. So here is Kaido on the cover of volume 92. Gonna take a quick look at this, and one of the things that I'm always looking for when it comes to Dragon Kaido figures is these little like turquoise dots, like right under his scales, you can see, and also the inside of his scales are like a darker blue, the outside's lighter blue, which they do not seem to do in any of these Dragon Kaido figures. And I think that really would make a big difference. Like, it would make the detail pop out a lot more on any of these Kaidos if they would take the time and effort to just color in all the scales how they should be. But none of these did it. But, you know, Still love them. Now let's finish looking at the details of this because it's pretty great. It does not have the turquoise dots. I mean, they are sculpted there, and it kind of has this line going across it of the kind of turquoise color. So I'm glad that they did kind of capture that in a way. And I mean, if you look at the picture here again, there is kind of a slight maybe line like that there. Slightly so. Pretty good. Happy with that. But if you look at this Kaido, Ichiban Kuji, last one Kaido. This one that actually did the turquoise dots. I'll point that out. Here's the Ichiban Kuji Kaido. Another Ichiban Kuji Kaido. And you can see the dots are there but not colored in. So I do like the paint job going along his whole body. Of course, the bottom of it's this like tan color. And then you've got the line of the turquoise color, then lighter blue, and then some kind of dark blue shading up here, which I think looks good. Let's look up his body. There is his tattoo, and the flames on his arm are like a translucent orange, which I think was a good choice. I think they look pretty good. And when you compare it to something like this one, which for some reason are gold, these ones definitely win in my opinion. Then let's see the scar. That looks fine too. Nothing really to complain about there. Scar and the tattoo look fine. Love the little flames around his arms. And here are his hands. And here is the back of Kaido, which also looks great. I love his leg coming out right here. And then his purple coat. There is a bit of shading on it. Some darker, really dark purple kind of going there, there, and there. So, yeah, I think that looks pretty good. And then I really like here how they sculpted his body, like curving as it's turning over here. I think that turned out really good. And yeah, maybe this bottom line is a bit thick, but you know, I still like it. And yeah, the little circles are definitely there, but they could be like outlined with a dark line. I would think would make them pop out more like they should. And then let's see. Look at that hair. He's got his black mane all the way down his body. And you can see some of that dark blue shading on both sides, right at the kind of the root of the hair. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I like that. And here is his face, which just looks great. Look at that. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking I would not like this. And yeah, look at those horns. Those look pretty good. They've got a lot of detail in them. You can see all those little lines in there. His eyes look great also, like pretty well done. I've seen some videos looking straight on. They almost looked a little off-centered, but looking at it in person looks fine. Especially if you compare them to the Ichiban Kuji eyes, like, look at that. These eyes look like they're just like someone just drew them on with chalk really quick. Just no comparison there. Also, the teeth on this one, pretty messy looking. Let's see. Here are the teeth on the Figuarts Zero Kaido. I think they look pretty good. You can actually see his gums under the teeth on this one. Love that. Teeth maybe look a bit clumpy in some spots, so not the best. Then here you can see his tongue, kind of glossy, shiny. Love that. Think that looks very good. Then his whole kind of beard right here, his mane going all the way back here. I really love the sculpt of the scales on his nose, and his whole head just looks really great. Love the eyes, the eyebrows. Has some seam right there. I guess that's just how it's going to be when you're making a Dragon Kaido, apparently. I'm sure there's a way to do it without them, but let's see where else they are. See one so far. Just that one, really. There might be some more. Let's look around his body. There's the leg again. It's got a little bit of that dark blue shade in there, and then gets lighter. Looks very good. I'm loving this Kaido. It's kind of filling my need for a portrait of Pirates Dragon Kaido. Don't really feel like I need one anymore. But if they did it, you know, and they actually colored in those scales correctly, then yeah, I'd buy it because that would be great. But yeah, the seams, back to the seams. Let's see. Let's look around the body for seams. Here's another one. right here. So they are there if you look for them. Actually seems to be about 4 to 5 seams along the whole body. And also, there's a few on his face. You can see like right here, behind his eye. On each side, that little line. But does not bother me at all. The one that stands out the most would be this one. But I mean, look at this thing over here. Just sticking out very obviously. And then the paint doesn't even fully cover. It's just, yeah. But these are different price figures. This was about, what, $80 when it came out. Here's another seam. This one isn't too bad. I mean, the seams are pretty similar on both of these, actually. I just feel that these are maybe more noticeable. See, there's another one there. And I think he looks best if you're sort of looking down at him. I don't really like staring straight at him. You can just see his mouth. But if you're slightly up at an angle like this, I think he looks much better. You can see his eyes, top of his nose, all that. So I'm going to try to put him somewhere where I can look down at him at this angle, because I don't want to be looking up at him like that. You know, he'd probably actually fit perfectly back there. Where Sentomaru and Kuma are, but then where am I going to put them? We'll see. So here I've got a whole bunch of figures lined up, all from different lines, to hopefully help you get an idea of the size of this Kaido. So yeah, here he is. We've got the Ichiban Kuji, Hybrid Kaido, Figuarts Zero Nami, Portrait of Pirate Perona, Ichiban Kuji, Gear 4 Luffy, Super Styling Frankie, I think, WCF Helmeppo, this little Supermodeling Soul Marco, Mega WCF Whitebeard, and then we've got Odin over here, Portrait of Pirates Odin. So here's a look at all of them, with of course the Figuarts Zero Kaido in the middle. And yeah, I think he looks pretty good with pretty much anything. Definitely big enough to get the point across that he should be huge. Like this Ichiban Kuji one is just hiding back there, even behind the Mega WCF Whitebeard. It does not really give that sense that Kaido is a big character if you had that one. This one really does give that presence, though, I think, of a huge character, you know. And here he is with the rest of my Kaidos. Just the Figuarts Zero regular Kaido there, Figuarts Zero Dragon Kaido, and the rest are all Ichiban Kuji Kaidos. A lot of Ichiban Kuji here.